Intercommunal violence between the Luba and the Twa people has been going on for years. Hundreds of thousands of people have fled, some seeking shelter in refugee camps.
I had to take off all my clothes and jump into the river. I didn't have a choice. I was running for my life.
They behead people, they attack them with machetes and leave them to die. That's how they kill people.
The UNHCR has described the situation as Africa's worst displacement crisis. More than 4.5 million Congolese have been uprooted. Many cross into Uganda, which has been widely praised for opening its borders. But the country has recently been accused of inflating refugees' numbers in order to appeal for more aid.
What we have received from donors is an indication that until we are able to verify the numbers, they will withhold funding with the concerns that I have expressed.
Multiple investigations are underway. The Ugandan government, the United Nations and the European Union are trying to verify the claims.
We are definitely offended by these acts. We feel really betrayed by those who are perpetuating, those who are doing this to most vulnerable population who have come hungry, emaciated. You see them, you should have pity. And whatever is brought for them, whoever is diverting them for their personal needs, these are criminals who are heartless. We cannot accept it.
Accusations include the sale of food and other relief items for refugees, bribery and human trafficking. And with donors threatening to cut aid, the refugee crisis is set to worsen. Susan Mwongeli, CGTN.
Let's cross to Kampala now, where Michael Belekari is standing by with more details on these developments. Michael, the UN has warned that the DRC is facing a humanitarian disaster of massive proportions. Many of those caught up in the crisis are fleeing into Uganda. Now, from Uganda, what is the sense of the magnitude of that situation across the border in the DRC?
Well, in the last, just to give you a background, in the last 7 days alone, about 20,000 refugees have crossed the Lake Albert into Uganda. And this is an addition of another 20,000 that that came in January, the end of January. So total we have about 40,000 refugees that have crossed the river. And just to give you, these refugees are telling us that their homes are being attacked by armed men with machetes and sharp objects, and that some of their houses have been torched. And of course, they cannot go back home because they feel their entire belongings have been, of course, destroyed. And this is a very big problem. And while many have actually tried to make it to Uganda, others are struggling to make it to come in the night. They have to come under the cover of darkness on canoes so that they don't get shot at during the day. And some of these nights are very cold. We understand about last week, 2 people died while trying to cross to Uganda. They have, the UN Refugee Agency says actually about 60,000 are still waiting on the other side of Lake Albert to come into Uganda. So the situation is actually becoming worse.
Well, in terms of Uganda's capacity, though, how is the country coping with the influx of refugees from the DRC, considering it is already struggling to provide for thousands of South Sudanese?
True, there is a lot. Uganda is actually struggling because, in addition to the influx that is coming in from DR Congo and, of course, the entire western border point, the porous borders where Congolese refugees that are not, we don't know the numbers that are coming in on that point, on those points. We have an extra 400 refugees coming in from South Sudan every day. And the UN Refugee Agency says they're out. They're short on supplies. They're short on medicine. They are short on food, psychosocial support. You understand what has happened to these people before they came here, what they have seen. They really need psychosocial support. And because of the influx, actually, in Western Uganda, where they're being taken, where the Congolese are being taken in the Changwali refugee settlement, we understand there's an outbreak of cholera. The UN Refugee Agency says there's also acute diarrhea. And this means that they need more medicine for these people. They need more shelter for these people. They need more space for these people. 2 people have already died from this cholera outbreak, and others remain hospitalized. So, and of course, the corruption incidences that are happening, the stealing of refugee funds, and that is making it worse for funding to come through so easily for the refugees.
Right, Michael Beleke for us there in Kampala. Thank you.